Hola and welcome. Today we are going to get to know one of the most, let's say, interesting characters in the Spanish alphabet, the letter G. You see, it kind of has a split personality, but don't you worry, we're going to figure out all of its secrets together.
So here's the real puzzle, right? How can just one letter make such different sounds? Just listen to this. Gato. And now listen to this. Genaro. See? Same letter, but the sound is completely different. Let's find out why.
Okay, so let's break this down. Over on the left, you've got that hard G sound in gato and gordo. That's that G sound, the one you probably expect. But then on the right, with Genaro and girasol, it becomes this soft sound, almost like the H in huge, or more accurately, like the Spanish J. So what's causing this switch?
Let's start with the easy one, the sound you probably already know and feel comfortable with. We're going to call it the gato rule. And trust me, it's super straightforward.
The secret? It's all about the vowel that comes right after it. So, if a G is followed by an O, or a U, it will always have that hard G sound. Simple as that. Let's look at it in action. You've got ga as in gato. You have go as in gordo. And gu as in gutural. See? 3 vowels, 1 predictable sound. Keep that locked in.
Okay, so now for the other personality of our letter G. Now this might seem a little trickier at first, but once you see the pattern, you'll see it's just as easy. Let's call this the Genaro rule.
So it's the other 2 vowels, E and I, that are the game changers. Whenever a G is followed by an E or an I, it completely transforms into that soft, breathy sound, exactly like the Spanish J in a word like jamón.
For example, J is pronounced he, like in the name Genaro, and G is pronounced he, as in girasol, which is a sunflower. You would never say guenaro or guirasol. No way. It's a total change of character for our friend the letter G. Okay, so you know the rules for all 5 vowels. But wait a minute. What if you need that hard G sound right before an E or an I? Well, Spanish has a very clever little trick for this.
Think about it for a second. Based on the rule we just learned, a word like guerra should sound like Hera, right? But it doesn't. So how do we tell the G to stay hard? What's the secret signal?
The solution is a little secret agent, the letter U. When you place a U right between the G and an E or I, it basically acts like a bodyguard, protecting that hard G sound. And the U itself? It's completely silent. It's just there to do a job.
Just look at these examples. Guerra. You hear the G and you hear the E, but that U in the middle is totally invisible to your ear. It's the same thing with guitarra. We say guitarra, not guitarra. That silent U is just doing its job perfectly, keeping that G sound hard.
Of course, with a language as rich as Spanish, there's always one more little twist. So what happens if you actually want to pronounce the U when it's between a G and an E or I?
For that specific situation, we have a special little punctuation mark. It's called a diaresis. And those 2 little dots you see over the U, they're basically a command. They're shouting, hey, you have to pronounce me.
Let's look at an example here. In the word vergüenza, you can clearly hear that U sound, vergüenza. Same with pingüino, which is pingüino. Those 2 little dots literally give the U its voice back.
So there you have it. We've uncovered all the secrets of the mysterious letter G. I know it might seem like a lot, but it all follows a really clear and logical system. So let's put everything we've learned together on one final summary slide. And here it is, your complete cheat sheet. Everything we've talked about is right here. You've got the hard sound with A, O, and U, the soft sound with E and I, the silent U that forces the hard sound, and the diaresis that makes the U speak up. This right here is your master key to the Spanish G.
All right, now that you're an expert, I have a little bonus fact for you. We've used the word gato a few times today, right? But did you know that it can mean 2 completely different things? So the answer is, one gato is of course the animal that says meow meow, a cat. But the other kind of gato is the tool you use to lift up your car when you get a flat tire, a car jack. Isn't that fun? Same word, 2 totally different things.
And just like that, you have all the tools you need to pronounce the Spanish G like a native speaker. You've totally cracked the code. So that leaves me with just one question. What other tricky Spanish letters should we investigate next? Let us know. Hasta luego.